Hi everybody, Miss Barbara again. I'm back for another session of learning today. We're going to do one more for this week and then we'll move on to something next week that's a little different. First of all, I think Coco wanted to say hi. She's pretty sleepy right now. Coco, the kids are talking to you. They're looking at you. I'm still feeling great. I hope you're feeling great. I hope you're having a good time at home with your family. And I sure miss you guys. And I hope that I can see you sometime soon. We're going to start today with a story. This is called Big Al. And the video is going to come a little closer so you can see the book. Big Al. What do you think Big Al is? Think he lives in the ocean? You think he's a big fish? I think so. In the wide blue sea, there was a very friendly fish named Big Al. You could not find a nicer fish. Big Al was also very, very scary looking. Right? Oh my. Other fish seemed to have at least one friend. Some had many, but Big Al had none. He did not really blame the other fish. I mean, how could he expect little fish to trust a great big fish with eyes and skin and teeth like his? So Big Al was lonely and he cried big salty tears into the big salty sea. Big Al really wanted friends, so he worked at it. First, he tried wrapping himself in seaweed. He thought it was a great disguise, but no one else did. Who wants to stop and talk to a floating plant that has big sharp teeth? So that didn't work. Then he thought that if he puffed himself up round, the other fish would laugh and see how clever and silly he could be. All they saw was how big he could be, and they steered clear. Very early one morning, Big Al went down to the bottom and flopped and wiggled himself into the sand until he was almost covered up. See? He looked much smaller, and when the other fish came near, Big Al talked and joked with them, and he had a delightful time. But then one scratchy little grain of sand got stuck in his gills, and achoo! He sneezed. When the clouds of sand cleared away, all the other fish were gone. Big Al even changed his color one day so he could look like he belonged to a school of tiny fish passing by. He bubbled along with them for a while, laughing, feeling like he was just one of the crowd. But he was so big and clumsy that when all the tiny fish darted to the left, then quickly back to the right, Big Al just plowed straight ahead. He went bumping and thumping right into the little fish. Before he could even say, sorry, excuse me, they were gone, and he was all alone again, sadder than ever. Well, just when Big Al was starting to be sure that he would never have a single friend, something happened. He was floating along sadly, watching some of the smaller fish and wishing they would come closer. And as he watched, a net dropped down silently from above, and in an instant, they were caught. Do you know what that net is? It's a fisherman's net. And the fisherman dropped it to catch some fish. But Big Al, he forgot all about being lonely, and he forgot all about being sad. His eyes bulged out bigger and rounder than ever, and with a mighty flip of his tail, he opened up his mouth and charged straight at that net. The net was strong, but Big Al was stronger. He ripped right through it, and all of the little fish rushed out through the hole. But when Big Al tried to turn around and go out of the hole also, he got all tangled up in the net. He was stuck, and the net went higher and higher up toward the bright surface of the sea, and the little fish watched Big Al as he disappeared above them. When the little fish were able to speak again, all they talked about was that huge, wonderful fish that had saved them. How great to be free, but what a shame that that big fellow had been captured. Just then, there was a tremendous crashing splash above them, and the small fish dashed away. Was it the net again? Not at all. It was Big Al. Those fishermen took one look at him and threw him right back into the ocean. They didn't want him either. They thought he was too big and ugly. And now there is one huge, puffy, scary, fierce-looking fish in the sea who has more friends than anyone else. Big Al. So they all finally got to know him, right? And they figured out he was a really nice fish, and they didn't care how he looked anymore. Okay, we're going to start our worksheets, so get your worksheets out and your pencil bag. And your pencil. And let's start with our first sheet. First thing you do, of course, is put your name on top. Capital letter to start with, lowercase letters for the rest. Write them small. And pause the video while you do that and start it up when you're ready. Okay, this one says Valentine's Day. We just had that last month, remember? It says, the girls baked cookie hearts. Count the number of the heart-shaped cookies on each plate. Then write that number on the line below each plate. Remember, you can cross them off if you need to while you count them and write them down below, putting your number on the line, not below it, and not floating above it. Count each one separately and write the number down below. Pause the video while you do that. Finish all three of them and then start it up when you're ready. Okay, this is called In the Nest, and you can see there's two birds' nests here, and we're going to draw some eggs in those nests and we're going to add up. It says Samantha is a bird watcher. She sees two nests in a tree. Can you help her figure out how many eggs there are? In the top nest, draw two eggs in one color. Okay, so right now pick out two colors from your color pencil, and we're going to use two different colors. You're going to draw two eggs in one color. So maybe you picked blue. You're going to draw two eggs in the top nest with your first color, like that. Then, don't start yet. Let me explain it, and then I'll give you a chance. Then you're going to draw two more eggs in another color. And then we're going to add them together. So pause the video and write and draw two eggs in one color and two eggs in another color. And then start the video up when you're done with that. Okay, now it says we have a number sentence. It says 2 eggs plus 2 eggs equals what? So we're going to write what that number is right in here. So we have 2 plus 2 more. We have 2 plus 2. Remember how we do adding? We start with our fist like this and we say 2 and we count 2 more. 3, 4. So I counted 2 more and I got to 4. So I'm going to write 4 down over, line going down, right in that spot. So pause the video and add 2 plus 2 and write your number here and then start it up when you're ready. Okay, in the bottom nest, we're going to draw 3 eggs in one color and 2 more eggs in a different color. So down here, do 3 eggs in the first color and then another color, pick your second color and do 2 more. So pause the video while you draw your eggs and then start it up when you're ready. Okay, so we have 3 eggs plus 2 eggs in the bottom nest. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. 3 plus 2. So remember how we do that. 3 plus 2 more. 4, 5. So we added 2 and we got to 5. And you're going to write that right in here. I'm just writing a box to show you where to write it. You don't need to have the box. And there's the 5. So pause the video and write that in there. And then start it up when you're ready. Okay. On our next worksheet, start by putting your name on the top, the way we learned how to do it. Pause the video while you do that, and then start it up when you're ready. Okay, this says Maggie's desk. Here's Maggie. She's coming into her classroom. She's coming in from the back of the room, and she's going to walk to her desk. And the teacher sits up here in the front. Okay, where is Maggie's desk? We're going to find out by reading these clues. I'm going to read you some things, and you're going to be able to say what is not her desk. And then you're going to be able to figure out where her desk is. Okay, it says Maggie does not sit in the middle row. Okay, so here's the back row, here's the middle row, and here's the front row. So if she doesn't sit in the middle row, you should cross out those desks in the middle row. Put an X on them. And then she doesn't sit in those, so put an X on those desks, okay? So again, here's the back row, here's the middle row, and here's the front row. Cross out the desks in the middle row. Pause the video while you do that and start it up when you're ready. Okay, next, Maggie does not sit in the back of the class. Oh, so we know she doesn't sit in the middle row, and now we know she does not sit in the back of the class. So that would be the back row. So remember, where was the back row? Cross out those desks because she doesn't sit back there. Pause the video while you cross out the desks in the back of the class and start it again when you're ready. Okay, Maggie sits in the row near the window. Now, some of the rows go like this. We already learned about those. There's also rows that go like this. There's a row over here by the wall. There's a row in the middle, and there's a row by the window. She sits in the row by the window. Well, there should only be one more desk that hasn't been crossed out that's over by the window. So look at the ones you've already crossed out and see which one is still in that row by the window that has not been crossed out. And it says Maggie always brings an apple for the teacher. Can you see what desk might be hers? Circle that desk that she's going to sit at. Pause the video while you do that and then start it back up when you're done. Okay, now it just says color Maggie's desk brown. So if you picked this desk with the apple that's not in the back row, not in the middle row, and in the row by the window, that's right, and color that desk brown. Stop the video while you do that and start it again when you're ready. Okay, this one is about some monster pets. It's called the prize-winning pet. The monsters entered their pets in a show. Which pet won the top prize? We're going to find out by following the clues that I'm going to read you, and you're going to see which pet didn't win and which pets didn't win, and then you'll be able to find out which one won the prize. We're going to draw an X on all the pets you think did not win. Okay, so the first one says, The top pet, the one who won, is not hairy all over. Not hairy. So if you see a pet that is hairy, you're going to cross him out with a big X. So pause the video and do that and start it again when you're ready. Okay, the next one says the top pet who won has 2 horns. So now you have to look at the horns on their head, and if the winning pet has 2 horns, then if you see a pet that doesn't have 2 horns, cross them out with a big X. Pause the video while you do that and then start it again when you're ready. Okay, the top pet who won has 4 legs. Not all of them have 4 legs. So if you see a pet that hasn't gotten an X on it yet, but doesn't have 4 legs, that's not the winner. Cross them out because the winning pet has 4 legs. So pause the video and cross out any pets that don't have 4 legs and then start it again when you're ready. Okay, the last one says the top pet, the one who won, has fewer than 3 teeth. That means less than 3. So you can count their teeth and see which one has less than 3. So not 3, not 4, but less than 3 teeth. Pause the video, look at what pet is left, and see if you have the right pet that won. Start the video again when you're ready. Okay, it says which pet won the pet show prize. Whatever the pet won, their names are right down here. This one says Minnie, Dee Dee, Felix, and Rocky. Copy that name right in here. Just copy their name and write down the name of the pet that won the prize. Pause the video while you do that and start it again when you're ready. Okay, our next sheet. This is about the letter sounds, and we're going to listen for the letter sound T and X. So start by putting your name up top with a capital letter and then all lowercase letters, writing nice and small. Pause the video while you do that and start it again when you're ready. The monsters are camping in the woods. Circle 5 things that end with the letter T or the sound T. We're going to circle those. Then we're going to draw a box around 5 things that end with an X. If you think it's hard to draw a box, you can also put an X on it if you want. So start by looking in the picture. There's some hidden pictures, and there's also some things that aren't so hidden that end with the sound of the T. So it might be like cat ends with a T, right? You can hear the T at the end. Cat, or hat, or mitt. Okay, those are words that end with T. See if you can find 5 things that end with T and circle them. Pause the video while you do that and then start it again when you're done. Okay, then it says to draw a box around 5 things that end with X. So you can put an X on them if you want, or you can draw a box. So X sounds like X, X, like tax or max, right? So find 5 things in the picture that end with that sound and either draw a box around them or put an X on them. Pause the video while you do that and then start it when you're ready. Okay, these are more letter sounds. And it's also going to be the letter sound at the end of the word, okay? It says, help the monsters get to the moon. Here they are in their spaceship, and they have to get down here to the moon. And we got to write a letter on each of these lines. We're going to look at the picture and see what letter we think it ends with. We're going to say the name of each picture. We're going to write an N or an S and use the lowercase n and the lowercase s to write on the line depending on how that picture, what the name of that picture is and how it ends. I'm going to tell you what the name of each one is, and then I'm going to ask you to pause the video and do it. This is a pin, balloon, spoon, bus, dress, pen. Pause the video, think about what that word is, and write the letter that it ends with next to each one. Start the video again when you're ready. Okay, this is our last one for today. Start by putting your name up top with the capital letter first and lowercase letters, nice and neat with small writing. Stop the video while you do that and start it again when you're ready. On this one, we're going to do adding. We're going to add two things together. So we're going to count how many in each little circle and write it down below. 1, 2. That's easy, right? So I'm going to write a 2. 1, 2. I'm going to write another 2. I'm going to give you time to do it on your own. You can copy those right now if you want while I'm showing you the first one. It says 2 and 2 equals 4. Well, let's do that and see. 2 plus 2 more. 3, 4. 2 plus 2 does equal 4. Now we're going to come over here and write how many are here, down below, and how many are here, down below. Pause the video and count those and write them, and then start it up again when you're ready. Just these right here. Okay, if you wrote that this was 1 and this was 3, you were right. 1 and 3, or 1 plus 3, equals 4. 1 plus 3 more. 2, 3, 4. We counted 3 more and we got to 4. So 1 plus 3 equals 4. Let's go to this one with the leaves. You are going to count how many are in here and write it there. Count these and write it there. Pause the video while you do that, and we'll start it again when you're ready. Okay, if you wrote 3 for this one and 2 for this one, you are right. 3 plus 2 equals 5. 3, 4, 5. We counted 2 more and we got to 5. Now you do these. Count this one and put it here. Count this and put it here. Pause the video while you do that and start it again when you're ready. Okay, if you wrote that this was 4 and this was 1, you're right. 4 plus 1 equals 5. 4 plus 1 more, 5, equals 5. Okay, so we're going to do these bananas. Count these and write it here. Count these and write it here. Pause the video while you do this and start it again when you're done. Okay, if you wrote 4 and 2, you are right. 4 plus 2 equals 6. Let's do it. 4 plus 2 more. 5, 6. I counted 2 more and we got to 6. Now write this number down here and this number down here. Pause the video while you do that and start it up again when you're ready. Okay, if you wrote 3 here and 3 here, 3 plus 3 also equals 6, right? Let's try it. 3 plus 3 more. 4, 5, 6. 3 plus 3 more equals 6. Okay, turn it over to the other side. And we're going to count the total. These are called dominoes, kind of like dice, but they have 2 numbers on each one. We're going to write the totals for each domino. 1 plus 2. What is 1 plus 2? 1 plus 2 more. 2, 3. So 1 plus 2 is 3. You can write the 3 that I just did for my example, and then I'll have you do the next one by yourself. 1 plus this many is going to be this number. So first, count how many are here, and we'll add it together. So take a minute and count those. It's 1 plus 4. 1 plus 4 equals what? Let's do it together. 1 plus 4 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. So take a minute to write 5 right here, because 1 plus 4 equals 5. Now I want you to pause the video and try all of the rest of those, adding up this plus this and coming up with your number. Don't just count them. I don't want you to count them. I want you to count these 2, 1, 2, and then count these, 1, 2, 3, and do 2 plus 3 to come up with this number. Pause the video, add them up, and write them in each square, and start the video up again when you're done. Okay, I'm going to let your mom and dad check all of those with you and see if you did those correctly. We're going to do this last part on together, and we're almost done for today. This says, draw spots on each wing of the butterflies. Give each butterfly a total of 6 spots, and make this butterfly different than this one. So you're going to draw 6 spots on this butterfly's wings. You can draw some of them over here or some of them over here. Draw a little circle, like there's 1, there's 2. That's how I'm drawing mine. And I'm going to put 6 on this butterfly. Some on this side, some on that side. And then do 6 on this butterfly. And make your butterflies look different. Pause the video, make your spots, and start it again when you're ready. Okay, so I'm going to finish my butterflies. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how my first butterfly looks, and I have 6 spots. I'm going to make this butterfly look different. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one looks different than that one. We're done with our worksheets. We're going to do a quick Bible story and a little craft, and then we'll be done for today. So we've been hearing the story about the Last Supper, and I'm going to read it to you, and then we're going to do this craft that you have. So last time we read about the Palm Sunday, when Jesus and his friends came into Jerusalem for the feast of the celebration of the Passover. So now they're in the city of Jerusalem, and they're going to have a Last Supper together. So let me read that to you before we do our craft. Jesus and his friends, the disciples, had come to Jerusalem to celebrate the feast of the Passover. His friends were feeling very happy. They had watched as Jesus rode into the city on a little donkey, while big crowds of people danced and sang and waved palm branches. Now they were looking forward to having a special supper together. In a big upstairs room, they all gathered around a table. It was filled with special things to eat for the holy day. The friends ate and drank and talked together happily. At first, nobody noticed how quiet Jesus was. At the end of the meal, Jesus said, "I've been looking forward to eating this supper with you. And now I have to tell you, this will be the last supper we will eat together." The disciples suddenly got really sad and quiet. What could Jesus mean? Why would it be their last supper? "Very soon," said Jesus, "I'm going to be with my Father in heaven. This is a goodbye supper, so I want to do something special tonight." Then Jesus picked up a loaf of bread that was lying on the table. He broke it into pieces so everyone could have a share. He blessed it, and then he said, "From now on, whenever you eat bread together, remember me." Then he took a glass of wine. He blessed it and shared it with his friends. He said, "Here's something else that will help you remember me. Whenever you drink wine together, remember me and this last goodbye supper." The disciples were sad, but they ate the bread and drank the wine together. They promised Jesus that they would never forget him and the things he taught them. Even now, 2,000 years later, people still get together and remember Jesus and the goodbye supper. We remember, we're talking about it right now. They eat the bread and they remember. They drink the wine and they remember, or the grape juice. Let's all remember Jesus with love. So, you have this card that we're going to color that has a thing for bread and a thing for wine. I'm going to show you the one I colored, and I'm going to ask you to stop the video while you color and then start it again when you're ready. So when I colored it, I colored just this part of the bread. You don't have to color these extra edges. We're going to cut those and fold them. And then this is my cup of wine. I colored it the same color on both sides. You don't have to do that. You can color it however you want. You don't need to color this or this. So stop the video, color the pictures, and start it again when you're done. Okay, now get your scissors and watch me cut for a minute, and I'll give you time to cut. Remember how with the donkey, we only cut on the lines that are solid lines, like these, not the dotted lines. Actually, I'm gonna put this little board down here and it'll make it easier for you to see where I'm cutting. So I'm going to cut along the solid lines on the outside of the bread, but not the dotted lines in the middle. All right, there's the bread. Now I'm going to cut the wine, the glass of wine, only on the solid lines. Do your best cutting. When you go to cut in just a minute, I'm going to let you pause the video in just a moment. Okay, so pause the video and cut out both of your pieces and start it again when you're ready. Okay, so now we're just like we did with the donkey, we're going to fold it on the lines that are the dotted lines. So I fold it along the middle one. Then I fold it along this one, and I fold it along this one. These dotted lines is where you fold them. And then I'm going to tape them together along the bottom with just a small piece of tape so that it doesn't get caught on the side. And then it will be able to stand up when we're ready and when we're done. I put it down in the middle and push it along to the bottom. Your mom and dad can help you with the taping part. And there's a cup of wine. Okay, hold on. And then I'm going to fold the bread on the dotted line too. Your cards are a little stronger than mine. Mine's just regular paper. Yours will probably stand up better. And then there's a dotted line in the middle too. And then these two ends that we didn't color, they get put together and taped together, just like the last one. And these are little pieces that you could put on your table at home to show you what it was like for Jesus at the Last Supper. And there's the bread and the wine. And here's our donkey that we did earlier, a couple days ago, with the blanket that we glued on, and we cut him out too. So you could put those on your table at home to remember Palm Sunday and the Last Supper. That's it for today. Thanks for learning with me today. I really miss you. I hope you're having a great time at home with your family, and I will see you again soon with another video. Bye-bye.